What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to SeaWorld Productions. Bob Iger is dropping the hammer. Bunch of updates, you guys, that we're going to dive deep into. And apparently, SAG-AFTRA accidentally revealed that Pedro Pascal is going to be Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four. Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys because I love honesty. Just evolving around this whole Fantastic Four casting over the last, I don't know, year, I am exhausted by it. I don't care anymore. Like, I really don't care. Like, I don't care. It's so over talked about. It's so over reported. It's so over rumored. I am just beyond just like, when it comes out, it comes out. You know what I mean? Regardless of, Pedro Pascal be cast as Reed Richards, or Evan Moss as a Thing, or Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, or Vanessa Kirby as, the Invincible Woman. I just want this film to come out already. That I do. And I want it to start production so we can all put this shit to rest and we can all just move on from these casting reports. Because like I said, it's becoming tiresome. I'm just like, okay, whatever. He isn't attached. Jake Gyllenhaal's attached. This person's attached. That person's attached. I'm just like, whatever, dude. At this point, whatever. But like I stated, SAG-AFTRA on their website or whatever had, Pedro Pascal's profile. And they said that in a brief paragraph, he will be shooting or will start shooting Fantastic Four soon. I was like, okay, cool. If SAG-AFTRA accidentally put that in, that brief little paragraph of the bio for, Pedro Pascal, then it has to be real. And then all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, it was taken down because they probably got the call from Marvel Studios. What are you guys doing? Take that off right now. We're not ready to announce the casting for Fantastic Four just yet. We're waiting. This movie's supposed to start shooting this summer. I'm hesitant of its release date of next year. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Pedro Pascal is a very, very busy man, you guys. But moving on to the next topic, Bob Iger. So Bob Iger came out and announced a whole bunch of release dates and things of that nature and giving some updates and, some reassurance of what's happening within Disney and Marvel Studios. So the interesting thing, Bob Iger did not mention anything at all about Blade's release date in 2025 and Thunderbolts. Did not mention nothing. He said the Fantastic Four, and then he also said Captain America Brave New World. So a lot of fans were speculating online, like, don't tell me Thunderbolts is getting delayed. Don't tell me Blade is getting delayed as well. Thunderbolts starts shooting in a couple of weeks. So I don't think Thunderbolts will get delayed. I do think Thunderbolts will come out in time. But as for Blade, they're still currently working on the script. And apparently they're supposed to start shooting by the end of the end of this year for a November release date of 2025. Can it hit that release date? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Look, apparently the budget is ranging between $100 million and less. So it's on a much smaller scale of a film than what it would have been with a massive budget. So Blade getting delayed is a possibility. But at this point, I'm like, Mahershala Ali, just walk. Just walk. This project is never going to get off the ground, it feels like. And it's so frustrating because I was so excited to see Mahershala Ali on stage at Comic-Con being announced as Blade, putting on the Blade hat. That was a moment. I was like, holy, you got Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali as Blade? Absolutely. And then that was like 5 years ago. And then nothing has happened, and then losing directors and losing writers and people dropping out, and it's just like, well, if this movie happens, it happens. It's kind of like in the same ballpark as Fantastic Four's casting. I just don't care anymore. I don't. I'm still excited for Blade, but if it comes, it comes. You know what I mean? And that's the way I see it. But it's interesting that Bob Iger did not mention those two films. And he also reassured fans that Marvel Studios is going to be focusing on the much bigger franchises and scaling back in content. I was like, interesting. I like the idea of scaling back in content, not releasing too many films, not releasing too many Disney Plus shows all at once. But I'm like, well, 2025, you have Captain America, You have Blade if it comes out. You have Fantastic Four, and you have Thunderbolts. That's 4 films. But those 4 films have potential to do massive numbers. But focusing on big franchises within the Marvel Studios, I was like, So you mean all the ones that made some kind of success, either that be on Disney Plus, viewership, or at the box office. Well, you no longer have Guardians of the Galaxy anymore, and I doubt you're going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy Part 4 without James Gunn, so you can scrap that. Doctor Strange has been decent at the box office. The second film made a significant amount of money, more money than the first film, okay? So I can see you continuing on that. Thor's made some money ever since Thor Ragnarok. Black Panther, that's a franchise. Shang-Chi did decently well, being, set in the pandemic or whatever. But I'm like, that's pretty much it. Like, for real. As long as, like, characters, Ant-Man and the Wasp, look, we're not getting a fourth Ant-Man film. That's just not happening. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. So I'm like, you're kind of limited. And, other than, like, the next big Avengers films, of that being, Kang Dynasty or Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars, I'm like, that you don't have that much, and we don't really know the viewership and the numbers of the Disney Plus Marvel shows. We don't know how successful some of the shows were. You know what I mean? It's all hearsay. I mean, you can kind of guess. You can guess which shows have been, like, really successful. I feel like, Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2, WandaVision, Werewolf by Night, or even, like, the specials, like the holiday special, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas one, or Werewolf by Night. Those particular projects on Disney Plus, I feel like did, significantly really, really well on Disney Plus. But I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. I like the idea of focusing on the bigger franchises, the more important franchises, because I hate to say it, it's just like, realistically, just because you have these Marvel characters you haven't introduced yet doesn't mean they're going to necessarily be bangers and be popular and be beloved. Look at the Marvels. It did terrible at the box office. Eternals did decent, but will we get a second Eternals film? Who knows? No idea. Will we get a Black Widow 2? Probably not. I feel like they're going to be focusing more on the team-ups and the ensembles moving forward. Because I feel like to have your own solo film nowadays is very rare. It really is. But who knows, man? I'm really curious to see how Marvel does next year at the box office. Next year will determine everything. I mean, Deadpool 3 comes out this year, but come on now. Deadpool 3 is going to do all kinds of massive numbers. We're going to be okay this year. Oh, you guys, we're going to get the trailer on Sunday. I can't wait. I'm so excited for that. And of course, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's another massive franchise within Marvel Studios, but that's also a Sony-made film, so you can't do Spider-Man without Sony. That's a whole another thing. But we also got a recent update on the Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan film, you guys. The vampire movie. So apparently Warner Brothers has won the auction. So Warner Brothers will be producing the film. Aiming to start shooting in April in New Orleans. It is a period thriller in the 1930s. It involves the undead. Exciting. It will have some anime influence, thanks to Michael B. Jordan. And it's been seen as a possible franchise. The anime, that's Michael B. Jordan. We all saw Creed 3. The boxing definitely took a lot of inspiration from some anime, some Dragon Ball Z stuff. Michael B. Jordan loves anime, so that makes all the sense in the world. But, I'm glad it found a home. I'm glad that Warner Brothers is like, yo, we can do some massive stuff with this. We see this as a potential franchise. And I can't wait. A vampire movie that's a period piece with Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. Like I stated in my other videos, Blade, you better watch out. You better watch out, because it sounds like essentially this is Blade, because apparently Blade is still a period piece as well, right? So I'm like, oh, it's got some competition. And this will come out before Blade, because if they hope to start shooting in April, it's going to have a release date of early or even mid next year, midsummer. But it's going to be, next year is going to be very hard. It's a packed year for films. That's not even including the Batman 2. That's not even including Superman Legacy. Ooh, next year is going to be a banger of a year, you guys. But on some smaller notes, James Gunn has officially finished the script for Peacemaker Season 2. I'm excited for that. I love Season 1. Curious to see where this character really fits within the new DCEU. DCU, that is. Sorry about that. Disney Plus has lost 1.3 million subscribers last quarter because of the pricing hikes. That is insane. 1.3. These studios have to realize people are struggling financially right now. Everything is so incredibly expensive. Food, gas, housing, the cost of living, clothes, shoes, you name it. Everything's expensive. So we have to budget much more and much better than what we previously have done to save some money so we can have food on our family's table. So all these streaming services increasing their prices, it's just killing me. I had to delete my AMC A-list because I need to start saving more money for me and my family. I had to, downgrade my internet because I have to start saving more money for me and my family because of how incredibly expensive everything is. So it makes all the sense in the world that Disney Plus lost 1.3 million subscribers, you guys. And of course, with the whole password sharing thing as well, like that affects them as well. But to close out this video, you guys, we have some updates on some animated films, some Disney Pixar stuff. So in 2024, Inside Out 2 comes out along with Moana 2. 2025, Zootopia 2, which I can't wait for. In 2026, you have Frozen 3, which is going to be a $1 billion film. And you have Toy Story 5. I can't wait. I'm still so shocked that Lightyear did terrible at the box office. I was so shocked. I was like, okay, you can throw it. It was in the pandemic, whatever. But I'm like, I thought that film would have did so much better, even on Disney Plus. But a lot of people just didn't dig it. I was like, that's crazy to me. It really is. But I'm looking forward to Toy Story 5. I get to go see it with my son. That's going to be very, very exciting. But push your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about today's topics in the video. How are you guys doing mentally? Please, let's have a little discussion. Post your comments. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.